Yes?
Who is this?
Who are you trying to reach?
What number is this?
What number are you trying to reach?
I don't know.
Well, I think you have the wrong number.
Do I?
It happens. Take it easy.
I hate scary movies. I should be studying. You know I got a bio, dude.
Baby, did I mention that these tickets are free?
I was so desperate when I wrote it. I couldn't pay my bills, and my car payment was due, and I was 3 months behind on my rent. So I came up with this idea for a scary movie, which later became Scream, and I went off to the desert for 3 days and locked myself in a room, and I pounded it out. And came back, gave it to my agent, threw it out on the market, and by the end of the day, there was 4 or 5 people bidding on it. Everyone else had called and said, we like it, we're gonna buy it, but we hadn't heard from Miramax yet. One person from Miramax had called and said, we read the script, but we gotta give it to Bob and Harvey. They haven't read it yet. The next morning, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, we got a call from Miramax. It's saying, okay, Bob read it, he loved it, he wants to buy it, how much?
The first time I had Scary Movie, which was the title of the script at that time, come across my desk, Lisa Harrison, who was at that time my director of development, slipped it to me on a Friday and said, you have to read this over the weekend because there's going to be a big bidding war next week and maybe we can get somebody to buy it for us. And at that time we didn't have a deal with Miramax or Dimension or anything. And I read it and I thought, wow, this is really powerful. But came Monday morning, it had already been bought. There was a bidding war over the weekend that we didn't even know about. So Dimension, Miramax owned it.
Bob understood it. Bob loved the genre. I mean, Halloween was one of his favorite movies. It was one of my favorite movies. We bonded instantly. We both looked at each other and said, well, who should direct it? And the next thing you know, Wes came on board, and it was just magic from the get-go.
And the opening 15 minutes of Scary Movie was so hard, I almost didn't want to go there again. And then I sort of kicked myself in the pants and said, you know, you have a lot of fans that have been telling you should go back and do a real kick-ass movie again. And I said, if ever there was a kick-ass movie, it's Scary Movie. So I called up Bob and I said, okay, I'm going to do it.
The first 30 pages were perhaps the most compelling 30 pages of a script I've ever read. I couldn't put it down. I was terrified, which was fun to be terrified during a read. And as it always is with me in scripts, I instantly start thinking about what it's like with an actor and what that's going to feel like in a movie, and I just said I have to make this film.
Hello?
Why don't you want to talk to me?
Who is this?
You tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
When we got the call from Drew, I mean, Drew read this and wanted to be in the movie. And, you know, we were like blessed. We're like Drew, who grew up kind of in some of her early films in this type of genre. We're like, wow, how perfect is that?
This is something I've always dreamed to do, you know? But I had no idea how challenging it was going to be until I got involved with the project.
It made it a whole different kind of picture right there. Drew Barrymore opening up a horror film and then dying, you know, in 10 minutes. That was unprecedented. That's the alternate ending to the movie. She lives. She gets away. It was a calculated risk, and we didn't know whether the audience would even forgive us for that. They did, thankfully, but yeah, it was a very risky film in many, many ways.